Hey everyone, Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at the Raptor style front bumper in matte gray, fitting 2015 to 2017 F-150s, excluding Raptor models. If you're looking for an easy way to get more of that OEM Raptor type of style on your regular F-150, this is your ticket. Let's face it, many of us don't need or have the funds to snag a Raptor for ourselves. But now you can add a bit of that truck's signature look to your own F-150. This is a full replacement for your factory front bumper that does exactly what it says on the box. It is a Raptor style bumper. So this is going to cut up a lot higher than the standard bumper, giving you more clearance for off-roading, dune jumping, or just showing off your cool wheel and tire setup. It comes finished in this nice matte gray, which will blend well with any paint color. Plus, it doesn't require you to have to deal with having it painted. You can just pull this right out of the box and mount it up on your truck. And it's going to retain all your factory functionality since it's basically just a factory type part. Really doesn't get much easier than that. This is a one-piece fully welded steel bumper, and it features a laser cut grille right here in the center. Again, just like you'd find on a factory Raptor. That steel is of course covered with that matte gray powder coat to protect it against corrosion and rust, so it should look good for a long time to come, just like a factory bumper would. Pricing for this one is going to come in at about $800, and that makes it a bargain in the segment. If you wanted to do a full front-end conversion with an all OEM Ford parts, that would end up costing you a heck of a lot of money just for the bumper alone. And this is actually less expensive than most of the other bumpers on the market for these trucks. So no matter how you look at it, you're getting a pretty solid deal. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you around 1 hour to complete. This is going to be a totally bolt-on installation as well, so you don't need to modify anything on the truck itself in order to get it fitted. And this is one of those rare times that you can probably handle getting this installed by yourself, though it never hurts when you're dealing with bumpers to have a friend around, since it just makes your life a little bit easier. That said though, let's head on out to the shop and we'll walk you through the install process.
Tools required for this install include an impact gun, a plastic pry tool, and a 21mm socket. What's up guys? Today we're installing a front bumper on our F-150. First we're going to watch a quick uninstall video showing you how to get to this point, and then I'll meet you back here for the install.
Before we start the install, I do want to state that we got our truck on a lift. That's just to make the video a little bit easier to shoot. If you guys don't have a lift or a jack, you could definitely get this done on the ground. With that out of the way though, grab a trim panel removal tool or a flathead screwdriver, maybe one wrapped in some electrical tape so you don't mess up the plastic on the front of your F-150. We're going to peel away these caps on our front bumper. That's going to reveal some hardware for us to remove so we can get this bumper out of the way. So with that plastic piece off, you can see these two 21mm nuts here. We're going to remove both of those, however, I am going to thread one back on just to hold the bumper on while we remove the rest of the hardware. Then, once this is ready to come off, that'll be easy to reach because it's on the front. And we're going to do the same exact thing on this side as well. So now we're going to crawl underneath of our truck, and on the outside of the frame rail, we're going to find another 21mm bolt. We're going to take that off with the impact. And obviously, we're going to do the same thing on the other side as well. Now, before we pull this bumper off, one thing you want to make sure of, you want to disconnect any electronics, any parking sensors, adaptive cruise control, stuff like that, but most of you will probably have this one, and it's the fog lights. You want to do that on both sides. Now, all of the hardware should be disconnected, all the electronics should be disconnected. One last thing we have to do is just remove the nuts we left on here just for safety's sake, and then we can pull this bumper off the truck.
Now before we mount up our bumper, we are going to have to remove this plastic cover and grill to get access to our frame horns to install the nuts onto our studs. So I've got a plastic pry tool. I'm going to get behind it and just pop out the clips. So now grab yourself a buddy to help you lift this up onto your frame horns, and then we're going to thread on our 2 factory nuts. So now we can go ahead and tighten down our 2 nuts with a 21mm socket. I'm going to be lifting up on the bumper to kind of fill that gap between the bumper and the grille, and then tighten those down. Now at the bottom outside corner of your frame rail, there's also that spot for that nut and bolt. Now ours has gone missing, so we don't have one that we can put in there, but just put your bolt and nut in that bottom corner and repeat that exact process on the other side. And now the last thing we need to do is reinstall our little grill. So just line up all your clips and then just give it a push into place.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install of the Raptor style front bumper in matte gray, fitting 2015 to 2017 F-150s. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, for all things F-150, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.